Spider Solitaire with 4 suits is not exactly easy, so what I like to do is break it down into goals. The first goal I have is basically to try to open up a column, preferably more than one. The idea is that we can create space for consolidation later on. Not always an easy process, but the goal is to get that column open. In this case, it took about 3 minutes before I was able to get the first column open. Okay, yay, we got a column open. Now, ideally, if we have 2 or 3 columns open, that helps, because then we can create space. We can work this off. So, getting that column open is the first stage. The second stage is kind of playing around with the different other columns and trying to, get a second or third column open. We're basically trying to try different ideas, and preferably if we can match up the same suits, that would be great. The reason why is that if we have the same suits together, there's going to be more possibilities and more consolidation. I'll show a trick later on where that actually helps us out here, because we're kind of limited in space, so we got to try as many different ideas as possible. And then sometimes you might go through a bunch of these cards like we are here, and I eventually get to a spot where I just can't finish. I mean, I've got all this stuff, I'm moving it around, but I get stuck. I cannot solve it from there. So unfortunately, after playing around with this in this spot right here, I have to use the undo button like a bunch. Oh, I don't have enough to move this around, do I? Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to the start. Unless, yeah, I gotta go back a couple rounds and see if I can figure this out. So that's one of the things about this. We gotta go. Sometimes you'll have to go way back and look at earlier rounds and see. It's like we're close, but we're not really close. Okay, so we got a lot of space here. This was a spot where we might have been able to exert some leverage. Let's see, that's a 5. Now that we're back to this spot, we've got a little bit more space to try ideas and try to get more columns open per se. It's going to differ every game where that spot is. And again, some of these games are not solvable. I'd say if I played perfectly, I could do 2 out of 3. I'll show the statistics at the end of this game. Here, I think it's in the high 50% range. But yeah, basically we want to try to open the columns, get those same suits together, and that's going to allow us to consolidate more. And this is important that we have the same suits together, because our next goal is to try to create more space by putting all the suits together and getting rid of one of these. And we can move the queen over. But we only have one column to work with now. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. 5. Let me look for the other stuff that's easy. Diamonds can go there. So now we just need a jack of diamonds, and I think there's one right here, right? Okay. We have to clear this mess out, though, first. So in this case, if you'll notice, I've identified the jack of diamonds as a critical card to getting rid of the 2 diamond piles on the left. We're going to try a bunch of things to free up that jack of diamonds. That's why we like to try to have as much of the same suit together, so it makes it easier to move those cards back and forth. And that's important because once we get to that critical card, in this case the jack of diamonds, we're going to be able to consolidate the diamonds and we'll have even more space. Now that we've got that diamond pile out of the way, it's going to be even easier because we have even more space. This allows us to try even more ideas that might not have been so good because we didn't have enough space to move it around. We can try to consolidate some of the more difficult piles or garbage piles as I like to call them, that have been lingering for most of the game. Because, you know, we just need a little more space or that one more card. Now that we have the one more card, we can take more chances. We can do more stuff. And then eventually we're going to keep consolidating down. And it's a long process. It's a long game. I think the shortest game I've ever had on this is about 18 minutes. So this can be frustrating. I think I played over 100 games before I solved my first one. But if we keep on focusing on consolidation and getting those same suits together, eventually we're going to get close to solving this. That one's out of the way. Looking better. Hearts are out of the way. Diamonds are out of the way. And spades. Pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Got that one done. I just want to see. Hit it slightly over 50%. So it is possible to do around 60. Because I didn't get. There were some games I didn't get. But not every game of this is solvable. But yeah, 1839 is my best time. I think my worst time is probably like an hour and a half. So thanks for watching.